Hey everyone, welcome to Judging for the Win. I'm Dave, and this is my daily ruling. Today's question was suggested by a viewer. Amy plays a ponder and puts back Grizzly Bears, Lightning Bolt, and Wall of Mourning. She then draws Wall of Mourning off ponder and plays it. Amy has 3 opponents, so she knows that the Wall's ETB ability has exiled Grizzly Bears, Lightning Bolt, and a mystery card. At the end of turn, can she choose to return the Lightning Bolt to her hand? Okay, so to answer this question, we will need to know a couple of facts about how face-down exiled cards work. Cards that are exiled face down have no characteristics. The only way to differentiate them is the effect that exiled them and the time that they were exiled. Therefore, if there are multiple cards that were exiled at the same time via the same effect, they're indistinguishable. If a player has to choose a card from among the cards exiled this way, then that choice is made randomly. The answer would be no different if Amy knew the identities of all 3 of the cards that were exiled rather than just 2. To conceptualize this, recall that a game object that changes zones becomes a new object with no connection to its previous self. Unlike the library, the cards in the exile zone do not have any specific ordering assigned to them. Therefore, after the Wall of Mourning ability resolves, we're no longer dealing with the top card of Amy's library, the second card of Amy's library, and the third card of Amy's library. Instead, those are a pile of 3 cards that were exiled during the resolution of Wall of Mourning's ability. Amy may have some information about the contents of that pile, but she does not have any information about what any individual card is. This is extra confusing because it's different from how some other, generally more common gameplay scenarios work. For example, you might already know that if you played an ethereal ambush with Future Sight out, everybody would know what card was which. The differences separating this scenario from the one from the original problem statement are rather subtle, so let's take a moment to identify them. Like face-down cards that are in exile, face-down permanents on the battlefield have only a few pieces of publicly available information that can identify them, including their owner, controller, what effect put them face down, and the order that they entered the battlefield. Earlier, I asserted that the 3 cards exiled by Wall of Mourning were exiled at the same time. This is based on the fact that distinct steps in a spell or ability's resolution are indicated by separate sentences or clauses in the card's text. Because Wall of Mourning only uses the word exile once, that means all 3 of the cards are exiled at the same time as part of the same game event. One other implication of this is that if you had a Future Sight out while you were resolving this Wall of Mourning trigger, you would reveal the card that started out on top and the new card after exiling all 3, but you would not have to reveal the other 2 cards that you were exiling because there was never a time when either of those cards was on top of your library. Now, I know what you're all thinking. Ethereal Ambush also uses the word manifest only once, so what's the difference? Well, it turns out that there is a rule that says if you manifest the top 2 cards of your library, then you manifest those cards one by one in a sequence. I'm pretty sure this rule exists because drawing a card works exactly the same way, and there's a few reasons for that. But I think the biggest is so that replacement effects that replace drawing a card can still function when an effect tells you to draw 2 cards. Anyway, because the 2 manifests did not enter the battlefield at the same time, and because each of the cards was revealed at the time it was manifested, the opponent will know which one is which. By the way, I know some people will probably be wondering about this because I just did an episode about how you're required to reveal what your manifested cards are at the end of the game, but that rule only applies to face-down permanents and spells. Oh, and there's also this rule that says the same thing for foretold cards. Other face-down cards in exile, like the ones in your hand and library, don't have to be revealed. Amy could, of course, check what she got with Wall of Mourning after the game, but she doesn't have to show those cards to any other player. That's all I have for you today. How did you do? Join me again next time for another daily ruling. Until then, I hope you have a great day.